Yuri, you call yourself the fun CPA.
I do.
I imagine a lot of that has to do with the time that you've created for yourself in your schedule.
Yeah.
It is the beginning of December as we record. You're getting ready for tax season. Tell me, how many hours are you working?
So yeah, I mean, right now, and obviously it's also tax planning season, so it's a little bit more, a little bit higher than usual than outside of that. But we're talking probably about 10 to 15 hours a week of work, and then social media stuff on the side of that, and the fun, I guess, is the events, social media, and other random stuff that I
Okay.
that I do.
So 10 to 15 hours of like working on the business. Do you count the social media as part of that? Or is that extra?
Mm,
Is that
it's
the fun part?
extra. It's extra. It's the fun part. Yeah. Fun and not fun at the same time. Obviously it's got a lot to it to build the
Yeah.
audience, to do the engagement, to talk, to I answer comments and do all that takes up time. Probably if I added that up, you probably add up another 10 at least per week on that.
So I love this so much because most CPAs, we start out in large firms. I only spent a year inside of a large firm, but I think it just takes a year to sort of get the picture. And I did see my colleagues working long hours. I attempted not to. I think I did pretty good, 40, 50 hours when I was at a large firm. But there was so much pressure to work hours, long hours. And there was this culture of grinding. Long hours were sort of, it was like a badge of honor. Did you experience that in public accounting?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And for me, I've actually jumped. So I've had 7 firms. I jumped 7 firms during my career before going out on my own. And the main reason behind that was really because I was looking for that perfect place to call home, to become a partner, to really do the thing that everybody tells you should do. I realized that doesn't really exist, the perfect place, because everybody is doing exactly what you just described. Every single firm was more or less the same, and the pressure of billable hours is the main thing that every single firm would push you towards, and wearing that as a badge of honor, just like you said, was huge. It'll be like it was sitting there, and you start packing up at 6 o'clock because you want to go home and have dinner with your family, and it's like, oh, packing up early for the day, is that half day today? I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've heard that
Yeah.
said, and this discipline, and but that's how it was. And then when you come in the next day, people are like, oh, so you left then, but I left at 1 a.m. Yeah, like that just did not appeal to me.
Yeah. Yeah. There's that desire to look busy all the time. I
Oh
would
yeah,
actually, my hack was I would schedule emails in Outlook to go out later at night. So
smart.
even if I left the office and if I had all my work done, I could like appear busy, but that just seems like so kind of messed up to me. Why do we
Yeah,
have to do that? Why do we have to maintain this appearance of
it
looking
was
busy?
it was pretend to look busy. It was I distinctly remember. I mean, I remember this like as if it was yesterday, one of my first days when I was at EY, actually. And I was sitting there, and I'm done. Like I'm telling you, like I was probably not even 6 months in to my career, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, all right, like I'm done. Obviously, I don't have much to do because I'm like a brand new person at this firm. I don't got much going on, so I'm just gonna wrap up. Somebody was like, hey, just like turn on YouTube and just watch some stuff and like look busy because it's gonna make you look better. You're gonna get better work that way. And I just remember, I even then I was like, "Nah." I just packed up and went home. Like, I don't have time to just sit around here and waste my time on that. But that's the expectation. Look busy, eat hours, manipulate timesheets. That was my specialty over 12 years in these big firms.
Yeah. Like how
Yeah,
so?
in the sense that as I'm sure you've heard many a times, with the push for raw hours and just showing more and more and more chargeable hours, efficiency is punished, right? So if you're good at what you do and you can get a 10-hour return done in 5, that's bad, because even though it's better for metrics for purposes of the realization and blah blah blah, on the account, but that's not the people looking at your hours. It's the schedulers and the admin partners and all these things, and they're saying, if you were assigned, let's say, 6 returns that were 10 hours each, you're supposed to hit 60 that week. but you did them in 5 hours each, right? Instead of 10 hours each, you did it in 5 hours each. So now you did it half the time. But if you report and you show that 30 hours during busy season, like you would get, emails saying, what are you doing? You're not hitting hours. What are you doing next week? You get assigned triple the work next week. So you don't do that again. And so when I say manipulating timesheets, I mean, you got to get crafty with how you put the hours in so that you're under the radars, you
Right.
know?
You
So
wanna hit that budget, but not go over it, not go under it.
that's exactly it. So, if
Yeah.
you were assigned something for 10 hours, but you did it for 5, well, you're not you're not rewarded certainly for reflecting the correct hours. So you got to put in whatever you need to put in so that you stay off the radars.
Mm,
And that maybe not what everybody wants to hear, but that's the truth.
yeah. Yeah, that was probably the most frustrating aspect for me as well was if I got more efficient, my hours went down. I
Exactly.
individually didn't look as productive, and so I didn't have an incentive. And I think there's something about you, Yuri, that doesn't like that either, right? And even though we play that game, we don't like how
Yep.
it feels, and that is what I think pushes a lot of high performers out of public accounting and larger firms, is that we feel like we can't get ahead. If we do a great job, we just get more and more and more work, more clients, more returns,
Yeah.
whatever it is, right?